Good evening, this is Chief Meteorologist Alex Kirchner, the 13 Weather Authority. We are live on our website, WREX.com, live on our YouTube page, our Facebook page, which, by the way, I'm monitoring the comments, so let me know if you got any questions. I'll answer them live here on the live stream. You can also find us on the 13 WREX app. There's also a link on the 13 Weather Authority app, so whether you're mobile or you're sitting at home, you've got ways to stream us when we do have weather updates like this. So the updates that we do have, keeping an eye on this line of thunderstorm activity that's just now crossing the state line, if not into northern Illinois. As you can see that we do have Joe Daviess County under a warning right now. We're not looking at a widespread line of thunderstorms, but we do have to keep an eye on these because, as you can see, there are a couple warnings out. So warning number one just moved out of Rock County. It's into Walworth County. It'll be heading towards Delavan and Walworth with wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour and hail over a quarter in size. As you can see, it'll be into Walworth at about 5 minutes from now, Williams Bay closer to 8:20, and then Lake Geneva closer to 8:30. That has been on a weakening trend, so that may be something that we'll have to keep an eye on here, and hopefully it'll continue to trend in that direction. Again, starting to wind down just a little bit, but still you're going to want to get away from the windows, away from the roof level as that works its way into Walworth County. Nothing severe into southern Rock County, but if you're in Beloit, heads up, you got that storm knocking on your doorstep. It's looking a little stronger over the last couple scans. Heavy rainfall, gusty winds, plenty of lightning, and maybe even some small hail with that particular thunderstorm. It will track towards Rockton within the next 5 minutes, be into Loves Park closer to 8:30, Rockford probably about 8:30 to 8:40. So keep an eye on that one. If you have any outdoor events, that kind of thing. I know there's Tuesdays in the Garden at Anderson Japanese Garden. Watch that to the north as we do have some thunderstorm activity drawing closer. That isn't severe, but we are monitoring it very closely here. Last severe thunderstorm warning to update you on. We do have one in Joe Daviess County right on top of Stockton, looking at quarter-sized hail, wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Of course, plenty of rain and lightning with that. Some signs of rotation, so tornadoes may be possible out of this, but so far so good out of that particular storm. I would get into Pearl City closer to 8:50. So this is an even slower moving storm, not moving all of that fast. But if you're watching us in Stockton, just be aware that you've got a strong thunderstorm near you. Still have a watch out for Ogle and Lee counties until midnight. Severe weather still favored in this area, but as you can see, it doesn't completely mean we don't see severe weather outside of the watch. Just mentioning that that watch is still in play. Another thing we are keeping an eye on is with any of these storms, even if they aren't severe, if they drop enough rainfall, they move slow enough, they could bring some flash flooding. We have a flood watch out until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning for Winnebago, Boone, McHenry counties. You'd be up next to some of these thunderstorms. Ogle, Lee, DeKalb counties also under that watch, but no storms near you. And it's all because, again, we've got that extremely humid air still in some spots. So that could result in slow-moving storms, dropping a ton of rain, and it doesn't take much to cause flooding because the ground is pretty soaked still after Saturday night's flash flood event. That's why we have to keep a close eye on all of these thunderstorms. It does look like we do have the warning expired for Walworth County, so that's brand new information. Walworth County no longer under that severe thunderstorm warning. Keeping an eye on Joe Daviess County for that other storm. But notice over the last couple radar scans, you see how this was up briefly with some purple popping up on radar. Now it's down to a lot more of those oranges. That storm also on a weakening trend. So fingers crossed here we don't see that warning for too much longer. And then, of course, it's that thunderstorm activity right near Beloit that we'll watch for a little while. Now, the general trend with this is why I'm not bringing up future track and that kind of thing, is that these are going to be very hit or miss, and they are going to keep struggling to stay strong the farther south you move. You saw that happen with this Rock County storm. You can see how that really kind of fell apart. Same with the Joe Daviess storm. So I'm anticipating to see a bit of a weakening trend on this strong thunderstorm near Beloit. Again, we want you indoors. Anytime you hear thunder, you want to get inside as quickly as possible, whether that storm is on top of you or not, because of the lightning danger. Also, we'll get some downpours and some strong winds with that. But the hope here is that that storm also continues to fizzle. And I'm not seeing a ton of new lightning popping up on our lightning tracker. That's also a sign that that storm may be fizzling a little bit, but still, you're going to want to play it safe if you're in northern Winnebago County, I should say, and southern Rock County as of right now. And again, if you're just jumping on, we've got a couple warnings that we were monitoring, now down to one warning. We're live on our YouTube page. We're live on our Facebook page. You got questions, you got comments, leave them below. I'll be keeping an eye on this for a couple more minutes. You can also find us on our website and on our apps. So you've got ways to track us on the go in case we need to update you on any kind of severe weather. As of right now, we still again have just a couple strong thunderstorms and one warning to track. These the storm that was warned in Rock County moving into Walworth County, that has since now expired when it comes to the warning, so that is some good news there. So Delavan getting a quick downpour, and that is about it out of that storm. The strong storm located right over Beloit is about into Rockton currently. I'm going to update the track on this particular thunderstorm. Nothing severe here, but we are looking at the possibility of some heavy rain as well as those lightning threats. May get some gusty winds out of this as this continues to hold together. So just make sure that you are playing it safe, trying to get indoors as quickly as possible as this approaches. Rough timing. Again, it's into Rockton right now as we speak. Roscoe within about a couple minutes. Wouldn't get to McChesney Park until close to 8:30, Rockford about 8:40, and then Belvedere, if this holds together, by 8:50. And again, we have seen these storms struggle to keep going the farther south they move, so I'm hoping that's the case with this particular storm. It hasn't been strengthening over the last couple radar scans. We're losing some of that lightning, so that may be some good news. Still, you're not going to want to be outdoors when those winds and those downpours move through, so make sure that you are being aware of that. Let's see, got some questions and comments rolling in here. Hope mentioning we're starting a baseball game up in Rockford, so you've got maybe 10 minutes, and then you should probably pack that up because we've got that thunderstorm that'll be moving in pretty quickly for you. Fred, I'll get over to Joe Davies County in just a second here. Claudia's wondering, any tornadoes for Loves Park? No tornadoes. In fact, this doesn't even have a warning on it, just giving you an update that you got a thunderstorm around the corner. Be ready for some downpours and things. Brooke is wondering about the threat level. That varies. Most of the spots north of US 20 down to a 0, but that doesn't completely rule that out. And then we are looking at potentially up to a 2 right near I-88, but the results have widely varied this afternoon. So I would kind of ignore some of the threat level for right now and really just stay alert. That's why you're kind of watching along right now. We'll update you on any storms that we do see. Let's see, Stephanie's wondering about Poplar Grove. You probably may get brushed by this within the next 15 minutes, if anything. I'm going to scoot the track over just a little bit to see if we can get Poplar Grove to pop up on the tracker there. Probably wouldn't get to you for about another 15 minutes. And you may just get some of the light rain kind of on the edges of this, not necessarily the heavier downpours out of this particular storm. Cass is wondering about Walworth County. Warnings have expired, so that's some good news. It's a much weaker shower, maybe a rumble of thunder, and that is about it in Walworth County. Got plenty of questions and comments rolling in here, so that is good to see. Continuing to scroll down the list, Barbara's wondering, will this be the end of the storms for tonight? I would think this would be one of the last rounds to come through. In general, our window for storms closes at about 10 to 11 p.m. tonight, but I haven't seen much else when it comes to activity rolling in behind all of this. So this could be the last little gasp of storms that we see, but I don't want to completely say, yeah, we're done with this until we get deeper into tonight. Mason's wondering, are those storms still going to hit us tonight and into early tomorrow morning? So once these storms exit, we are done. There's a slight chance for a rain shower early tomorrow morning, but that would be, again, a shower versus a storm. Really, the storms kind of exit, and the deeper we go into tomorrow, the drier we get. It should be feeling a lot better than some of that high heat and humidity that we saw earlier today. So Stephanie, hopefully answer that question for you. Done with the storms after this. I do think we're getting one of the last ones to roll through right now. Sean's wondering about Freeport. Ashley's wondering about Winnebago County. For Winnebago County, again, no warnings, but we just have some thunderstorm activity coming closer towards you. Here is the track on that first line of storms, and then I'm going to bump it over for the activity near Durand because we got almost two separate cells here. So if you're on more of the western end of all of this, that is the updated timing for that activity. You'd be looking at, I would say, if anything, this might be a bit too wide, but we're looking at, maybe Winnebago, but with that particular thunderstorm. So Durand, then Lake Somerset, and then I think getting to Winnebago close to about 840-ish on that activity. By the way, got good news in Joe Davies County. No warnings, so that's some good news. Pearl City, Lena, you'll get a quick shower, maybe a rumble of thunder. Want to stay indoors for that, but that will continue to fizzle out. So that is some good news. Tammy's wondering anything for Dixon. At this point, I'm kind of having my doubts that we'll see too much else roll in. I'll zoom the radar out in just a second here to give you kind of a big look at all of this. Kind of same for Rochelle. Again, I'm not anticipating too much else to roll in over the rest of this evening. Lee's wondering, is this a cold front passing through or just some unstable air? So yes to kind of both of them. So air is still unstable now. Cold front is coming in. We'll feel the effects more so tomorrow rather than tonight. Tonight's still warm and humid. Tomorrow, humidity really starts to drop. Temperatures are down out of the 90s. By Thursday, it's going to feel like a totally different season. So cold front coming in really gets rid of that tropical air that we had earlier today. Let's see, scrolling through, Corinne mentioning already feels better outside for Poplar Grove. By the way, hearing some thunder to the north. So that is that kind of thunderstorm that's coming in right over Rockton right now. It has been weakening down, so I'm not anticipating this to go severe. You just might get some rumbles of thunder. You don't want to mess around with those, and a quick downpour out of that. And Carissa's wondering about Whiteside County. So what I'm going to do, clear this all out, and we are going to zoom out and kind of show you the large scale look. So Whiteside County is in the clear. You can see that behind this line of thunderstorms that we're tracking, there's a little shower activity that may slide in as we go deeper into this evening. So I put a loop on this. You can see that it probably is not going to do too much, but we still have some lingering rain coming through. As for Whiteside County, you are right on the outside looking in with a ton of thunderstorms ongoing near the Quad Cities. So Davenport area under a warning not only for severe thunderstorms but also tornado. That will dive south of Whiteside County. So you're going to avoid all of that. And as you can see, this big scale look here, these thunderstorms continue to weaken, so I don't anticipate them to hold together too much as they work their way southward. We'll monitor them just in case. Additional showers may work in a little later tonight. Not anticipating that to brew up into some thunderstorm activity. So really, we're just kind of watching the stuff near Roscoe and Beloit right now, just in case it happens to perk up a little bit, but not anticipating what we've got for the remainder of the night. Stephanie's wondering, when is the heat wave going away? Tomorrow. Tonight is going to be warm and stuffy. We get to tomorrow, humidity really starts to drop. By the afternoon, it's going to feel a lot different. So the sky will clear out to sunny. We got temperatures in the low 80s. We'll go from nearly 80 degrees with the dew point down to the low 60s. So going from tropical to slightly humid, and then we're looking comfortable to dry. When it comes to the humidity, it drops even more going into Thursday. So the summer heat wave almost done for the remainder of the week. But again, we have to get past tonight first. Sharon saying we live from severe to severe to severe, tired of it now, where is summer? This is summer. That's the good with the bad here, living in the Midwest. We get hot days, we get humid days, we get nice, comfortable weather the next couple days, but that's the trade-off, is that we do get severe weather. Now, the last couple summers have avoided a lot of this. This is a lot more active compared to the last couple years, but this definitely looks like summer in the Midwest to me. I hope hopefully we continue to get the rain and not too many more severe storms. I am a little tired of the severe weather too, but we kind of, again, have to take the good with the bad here as we live in the Midwest with all of this, and that's what happens in the summer. Mason's wondering, any tornado threat for tonight? We should be done with a lot of that. If anything, it would be heavy rainfall and some damaging winds if we get those storms to perk back up again. But again, I'm not anticipating that, just looking at the latest radar trends. Quieter conditions around the corner. Melanie is wondering, or just saying, thank goodness for the heat wave ending. Yeah, I know that some people, they love the heat, they love the hot weather. Others don't quite enjoy all of that. So this week provides a little bit of everything for everybody. Today was that very hot and humid weather. Next couple days, it is a little cooler and much less humid. May get back into that kind of weather as we get into next week. That's a little preview for Stephanie. She was wondering, how is it looking for the 4th? Probably hotter again, more humid, not as bad as today, but a lot of that starts to work back up next week. We do have a chance for on and off showers and storms throughout much of next week. So that's about as specific as we can really get. Again, the 4th of July is almost a week away, so that's pretty cool. But that's kind of outside of that envelope of the forecast to really say, like, all right, we're getting storms from this time to this time. But be ready for some more heat, some more humidity, and a chance for storms as we get into next week. Alicia's wondering here, any of the storms by Freeport going to hold together or going to the south and east? Yeah, I think it's going to skirt more it'll stay just west of you. And a lot of that is really fizzling out. So I don't think Freeport's going to pick up too much out of all of this. Justin mentioning here, working in a metal building with no AC or anything makes for a rough day. Ungodly hot the past couple days. I feel for anybody that's got to A, work out in the heat, or B, has to work in a place without air conditioning. I mean, today was almost stupidly hot. We had the heat index well up into the 100 teens. I'm glad for everyone's sake that heat is going away and it relaxes. So Mason's wondering, are those storms down from Springfield coming towards Rockford at all tonight? Nope, they're going to continue to head south, so they're going to stay away from us. I think the general forecast is that we've got a little thunderstorm activity right now. We'll have to watch this activity to see if it perks up, but I doubt it at this point, so this may be one of our last lines of storms to come through. I think by 10 o'clock, a lot of this should be fully shutting off. So, Melania mentioning here, most of the corn around here is looking really good, knee-high by the 4th of July. Yeah, it looks like it's going to live up to that little rule of thumb or that stereotype or whatever you want to call it. I definitely have been seeing a lot of the crops pop lately, so I think we're definitely on track for that. Frank's wondering, how does Sublette look? You're looking dry right now, probably won't see much else over the rest of tonight. So, by the way, anybody who's just joining us, we do have all of the warnings expired. Here is a quick look at Joe Daviess County. You were under a warning. That is now gone. We still have a watch out. I'm interested to see what the National Weather Service wants to do with that. If you're in Ogle and Lee counties, again, you're under that watch until midnight. But as you can see, the radar trends don't really have too much else working in for you. Same with this flood watch. We'll have to see if that's going to stick around or if it's going to hang around into tonight. I don't see any imminent flash flood threats, but that's what was issued when we had those storms brew up at about 5 o'clock. They definitely looked like they were about to drop a ton of rain. And then the atmosphere kind of got in the way a little bit, and they ended up blowing themselves out rather than continuing to bring the possibility of flooding. But thankfully, no flash flooding to report about, and we see nothing else really moving in to generate any flooding as of right now. So, as, again, we get back to radar, no warnings, and as you can see, our little thunderstorms in Winnebago County have been steadily fizzling, but still, make sure that you're keeping an eye on those. If you hear thunder, want to get inside as quickly as possible. Walworth County, pretty well done with the rain. No warnings active right now. We do have a little thunderstorm activity still holding on for dear life in northern Winnebago County. This is right outside of Rockton, Sherland, and Durand. May still get some lightning strikes, so make sure you're staying indoors for that. But as you can see, not seeing too much else, and I anticipate these continue to fall apart. If they're going to hold together, you're going to get a little rain into Loves Park, McChesney Park within the next 15 minutes, and then Rockford about 10 minutes or so after that. So a little closer to 9 o'clock, and no active warnings for Joe Daviess County. So that is a quick little run around of the radar as we see it. Now that we no longer have any warnings, we're going to kind of wrap up our coverage here, but if we see anything else develop, we'll definitely jump on and let you know. And then tune in at 10 o'clock tonight. We're going to talk about how the forecast changes a ton when all that humidity and heat goes away. So see how much more comfortable the rest of this week will be coming up tonight at 10 p.m. Thanks for joining us here, and have a great rest of your night.